So Desiree, we were talking about how amazing it is to live in a beautiful home and how that makes someone feel. There's nothing like the pride of home ownership. Wouldn't you agree?
There's definitely nothing like the pride of home ownership. I actually just came from a Toastmasters meeting where a lady was telling us about her journey to owning her home, from near homelessness to the pride of sitting with her children in this home and flying with the Eagles now, enjoying owning a home. So definitely nothing like the pride of home ownership, and nothing like being a part of it all.
Yeah, no, I love that. And flying like an eagle, that's very empowering. You just feel uplifted just hearing that. So folks, it's your girl Sharon Fletcher, and I am here with the lovely Desiree Tuitt. She is a realtor with Keller Williams, but she's not just any realtor. She's not just your average realtor. We're going to find out a bit more about what makes what Desiree does really special and unique. We had touched a little bit on this before, and it was so good, the response and the feedback that you guys were giving. You want to know more, so I had to have her again. So here is Desiree, and we are in this gorgeous place, just enjoying the view and just thinking about what it's like when people first get into the home and they're walking around that new home feel. And then also the memories and the things that happen in the home that, you know, of course we all want our home to appreciate and value, but it even appreciates more than beyond the dollar. There's some sentimentality to it.
There is definitely sentimental value. Think about it. You have, for new couples, you have your first, your first home, your first child, your first birthday, maybe even your first anniversary. So many memories happen in the home. So definitely home is where the heart is.
Home is where the heart is. And so because home is such a significant place where many milestones happen, and it's where for many of us, we build wealth, and that might be that one major thing that we pass on to our family. It's so important to try to hold on to that.
It is important to hold on to it, definitely.
If you can.
If you can. But if you can't, a lot of people these days are worried that they don't have enough to make other choices. When in fact, they do, because they don't realize the value in their home. I met a couple the other day who had purchased the home for, I think it was like $14,000 in the Islington and 401 area. And their home is now worth in $600,000-$700,000 range. And I was saying, it's amazing how much wealth is accumulated without even knowing it. And it's a lot to grasp for those of us who are older, but it's also definitely an option if you want to live comfortably and your home no longer suits your needs.
So what I thought was really fascinating and unique about this is we have so many amazing entrepreneurs in our group, Blacks Inspire, and we have a lot of realtors. Yep, there's people who know how to manage wealth within our community, which is very exciting to me. But I love that you have found a niche. You have found a passion within the passion of wealth and home ownership. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to get all comfy in this gorgeous home. And we're going to sit and we're just going to chat a little bit about, first we want to find out about this woman. We want to find out about the woman who, yes, you're a realtor, but you're a mom. And a wife, and very active in the community, and you did Toastmasters, as you were saying.
That is right. There's so many facets to me. I am a realtor, so let's focus on that part first. As a realtor, I also specialize in the 50-plus market. And what that means is that there are so many different facets to someone who has now, their children have grown up, they've gone to university or college, they've now moved out. There's so many facets that they have to look at when deciding to move. Ideally, it would be to move by choice, but sometimes we don't have a choice. We've now outgrown our home. We're no longer able to climb the stairs. So I specialize in the 50-plus market in helping families transition whichever way they decide to go with it.
So you saw that this was a very important niche where we don't always like to think about it, but I guess being in real estate and thinking about money, you are in the mindset of thinking ahead. And it's important to plan and think ahead. So is this kind of what geared you into thinking about, hey, we're getting older, our parents are getting older. What about, preparing for the future?
It is. I mean, all my life, like I said last time we spoke, I look back and most of my life I've worked with helping people, educating people, worked a lot with older people. And when you put it all together and life, links it all together, I realized that this is my calling. So my first priority is to educate people on what their options are. I believe it's better to be proactive than reactive. So why not educate yourself to the fullest so that when you're ready to make a decision, you're making a well-informed decision as opposed to an emotionally charged, rushed decision.
So then, is this something that more than just the homeowners, should they also have other family members helping with this? Should it be the children of the...
Definitely.
Yeah.
In all of our conversations and even in our seminars, we encourage the full family to attend along with the homeowner, because it is a family decision. Kids have memories in these homes.
That's right.
Our loved ones, our parents, whoever it may be, they have memories in these homes. If their husband or wife has passed, it's even harder. I was reading a story about a lady, for example, that she moved into a nursing home, and in conversation with a person at the home, she said she was really upset because her daughter sold the home without consulting her about the refrigerator. And you would think, wow, a refrigerator, what's the thing about the refrigerator? Well, she purchased the refrigerator with her husband, who was now deceased, and it was the only thing that they'd ever purchased brand new. So for her, it was emotional. And unless you know how to deal with this type of thing to help with the separation from it, because a lot of times separation just is a conversation. Sit down and have that conversation. Take a stroll down memory lane with them, and it allows them to release and now move on. So we just can't make assumptions. What we think is not important is very important. So you have to have a certain type of personality and a certain type of sensitivity and compassion to be able to deal with these unique needs.
So, and the other thing too that struck me was, this isn't just something you do like, okay, I'm just gonna go into this aspect of real estate. You've done some research, you've been studying this, and as you said, there's a certain personality style of relating to people, a sensitivity that goes along with this. And that's why you feel like you've definitely honed in to the right thing for you.
I've actually gotten my certification in this market to specialize in the senior real estate. I'm actually about to take some other courses because I believe in always fully educating myself, joining different organizations like the Canadian Association of Gerontology, just so that you're always aware of, because we're always constantly changing. We live in a fast-paced world, and we need to always be aware of what's going on and what's new. And funny enough, I'm a realtor, but I also am certified to help keep people at home, but help keep them at home safely. Like that. Statistically, every 11 seconds, there's an older person walking into a hospital emergency room because of a fall-related injury that's happened in the home. And these injuries can be prevented by little things, very little things.
Okay, so, give us an example of one of the things that can be preventable in a home.
An example, we love rugs on the floor.
Right.
A rug for someone who has problems walking or diabetes where they drag their feet more can simply cause a slip and fall. So either the rugs are removed or we find a way to have it secured to the floor that they don't fall. Again, another thing is the paint. If your paint is as light as your flooring, they can't distinguish between the two. So again, that will cause injury. The lighting in the home. Lighting's not bright enough. Injuries. The door handles. As you get older and you have arthritis, you can't grab the door handles the way you used to. So you need door handles that are easy for them to grab onto. And these are all minor costs that I'm mentioning. But so many homes, people don't take the time to do this, and it should not just be a one-time thing. The same way we're told to check our homes and our fire alarms in the home yearly or every time the season changes, carbon dioxide, it should something be done as well as your parents are aging. So if they do want to stay at home, you do it. And even if you're thinking about transitioning out the home, a lot of times the transitions, if you're going to a retirement home, it's not immediate. There's a waiting list. So why not do this proactively so you can get to your next step safely? Or better yet, visibility. You want your parents to feel comfortable when they're visiting your home. Why not have it in a way that they can come there and be comfortable and not have to worry about these little injuries that can occur?
Yeah, no, and it's very important because, you know, people don't recover very well once they fall. And I'm not even like in the 50 club yet, and I don't want to fall. I worry about, oh my gosh, if I fall, am I going to recuperate from this? So, but it's a lot of food for thought.
It is.
It's a lot of food for thought, and it's an important thing for us to start thinking about now, even if we're not 50 yet.
Well, 50s, 50-year-olds don't like to be thinking of themselves as old, but we're getting older. You know, we can't escape from getting older. There's no way to stop it. You know, I had a business where I visit people delivering medication, and they would say, Desiree, don't get old. And I'm going, well, I can't stop that. So what else do you have for me? And they say, well, then make sure you have enough money to get old, because people are living a lot longer. And the cost of medication, not all medications are covered. It's expensive. The living in general is expensive. Pension will not be there when you and I are old. The government pension plan. So this is reasons to think about, if you want to have a safety net, invest in real estate, have a couple rental properties so you have income continuously coming in, because what is enough to get old?
That's a great question. What is enough to get old?
Because before we would think we were living until 70s, that was like the average. I know a lot of people that are 103, 95.
Wow.
No one plans for that age. And how do you plan for that age? Well, it's by being proactive and realizing that what suits you today may not suit you tomorrow.
Right.
And acknowledging it, because not acknowledging it is not going to help you.
I'm going to have a decked out walker. Like, my walker will have all kinds of bling and it'll be cute.
A decked out walker.
A decked out walker.
All right.
And maybe some flashing lights on. Remember that commercial with that ugly chair thing going up?
Yes.
Oh gosh, we don't want that.
And that's the thing. A lot of the things that we can do at our home, the modifications, they're no longer ugly. They're quite aesthetically pleasing. So if you're thinking, I don't want my home to look like a nursing home, they're quite nice.
Okay, good.
And for us doing it for our older parents, we have it in place just in case something happens. We have it there for us now. So it's twofold. And that's what you call visibility, for your parents to come and utilize it. But when you need it, you now have it there, and it's aesthetically pleasing. It is a fact of life that you're going to get old. So why not deal with that topic?
We can do it gracefully. You can do it gracefully with Desiree.
Exactly.
And it not be such an intimidating or unpleasant experience to plan for.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you help people stay in their home if that's what they choose, but you also help them find a more cost-effective way to transition out of the home, but still feel comfortable like they're in their home.
Exactly. And there are many options. There's many government programs. It all comes down to a one-on-one, real talk conversation between me, you, and all your family members. Everyone should be involved. We don't exclude anybody. Everyone should be involved. Another point in case too is that a lot of times our parents need to move. And the stress on caregiving for an older parent it's a lot. It's a lot of work. And sometimes the best place is to be in a retirement home. And coming from a Caribbean background, we tend to think, you're going to stick us in a retirement home and just leave us there to rot. Listen, these places are really nice. When we get into the long-term care, there could be a little bit more questionable. But if you're making a choice to go into a retirement residence, my mission is to visit them all. I've visited quite a few, have good relationships with them, and they're quite nice, and you get the help that you require. So a lot of the times the funding for that comes from the home. And we need to stop having a sense of entitlement that our parents, when they pass away, well, that's our money because that's their will and that's your entitlement. It's not. Your parents have worked all their life to have this home to take care of you, and if they choose to use the money in that home to afford a life that they want and the comfort they want. Think about it. They're in a place where it's like a all-day resort.
Yeah.
You got the hairdresser, the doctor, the spas, the pool, gourmet meals.
I was going to say, I remember looking at a condo, but then it had said something about senior living. And when I looked at the description of all the things they had in there, I was like, why can't I move in there? That sounds pretty darn good, right? So they are making it a lot nicer and much more comfortable for people, that it's not this morbid place of, I'm going to go into this home and everybody around me is old. And no, look, they're living it up.
And another big part is social interaction.
Huge.
If your spouse has now died and all you're sitting at home with is the cat, I know you love your cat, but there are so many activities, trips, things that you can do to ease the strain. A gentleman that I work with, for example, owns a home care company, and he's in this industry, but he said that his mother, now she's getting older, going through some therapy, and he said, I want to go and see my mother, and I want to enjoy spending my time with her. But he found himself going over, and he's not got to go do the dishes that have been stacked up because she can't do them, clean up this, do that. It takes away the quality of time you're spending with your parents as well. So it may even be okay, yes, just staying at home, but have someone from a home care place come in, if not just to cook for them and stuff, so they have someone to talk to and they have that interaction. And the place stays intact. Because being alone is shown to also be one of the causes of people getting early onset dementia. And whatnot. So there's so many different ways of looking at this that it's beneficial to talk about it.
No, that's no, definitely. It's very important to talk about. I'm going to switch gears just a teeny little bit, because I think that in the group we have all sorts of different people in the group, some business owners, some entrepreneurs, some who just love supporting the community.
Yes.
But I would love for you to share a little bit about your journey into discovering this particular niche.
Wow.
So you started off, so you've always had the entrepreneur spirit, the entrepreneur bug?
Yeah, I've been self-employed now for at least 12 years.
Wow.
12 years ago, I made that jump when my daughter was still young, and it's the best thing I ever did, because it's the number one thing about it. It's afforded me to be there with her. I grew up with the key around my neck. I was that generation. Parents
Me too.
were gone.
Yep.
I don't know how our parents did it, but I was a latchkey kid.
Yeah.
My daughter always gets a fresh breakfast. She does. She gets dropped to school and she gets picked up. She's kind of spoiled, actually. But you know what? We want to do better than our parents did for us. Not saying that they did wrong.
They did the best they
could. But they did the best that they could.
But
so now it's for us to take up that and do the best for them.
Yeah. No.
It's funny. We always say that our parents, they never, they didn't know enough about the system to what the different loopholes were and to build for us. But you got to think about it. Our parents came all the way from the Caribbean.
That's right.
To a foreign country.
That's right.
To start a new life. How many of us has the nuts to do that?
Yeah, that's right.
It's a big step.
Most of us haven't left North America.
Most of us haven't left Scarborough.
Right? We haven't left Scarborough. We haven't left Toronto. We haven't gone to the States. We haven't gone to England or whatever to try a new life.
Exactly.
And to learn that country system of how to maneuver and things like that. And then you don't have that safety net when you're an entrepreneur.
No, you don't. You don't have the family either. As we know, this place can be very lonely. So they took that step and came here and started a life. Now we're here. And we've grown in the system. We know the system. So it's time to start as a community using it to our advantage.
I love that.
We don't have that excuse anymore. Okay, we know, we can keep crying, or we can stop crying and start moving forward. And that's what it's all about.
Another little insight I want to give you guys is because I was talking to Desiree, and she lived in the States for a little bit. And so, our American brothers and sisters, they got, I would say, a different kind of fire in their belly. There's a little bit of a different sense of urgency. Their hustle is real. Their hustle is strong. So I hear that in you, that go-getter, that, that we can't just sit and kind of talk about woe is me or whatever. You gotta go out and get it. And did that help you, especially in real estate?
Definitely pride my sense of entrepreneurism and the hustle in me to the years that I spent growing up. I grew up in New York, Brooklyn, New York. Let's get specific. Bed-Stuy. One of the worst neighborhoods. Flatbush. Again, I grew up in these neighborhoods where I actually saw people hustling and doing what they had to do to survive. And that's what it came down to for me when I decided to leave the corporate world. I've had many businesses and I've made a lot of money in these businesses. But it's only until I really started listening to these motivational speakers and successful people saying, find your passion. If you'd asked me 10 years ago, what's my passion? I'd say making money.
All right.
But now I know I've truly found my passion. And when you found your passion, it goes deeper than what you're doing. It's deeper than the money. It comes down to, I think Oprah Winfrey put it best, your legacy is found in how many lives you touch. So for me, being able to touch people's lives when they're at that point where most of society doesn't even give them any regard, being that one person, for each person that says thank you and they hold your hand and you sit down and you hear their stories. I was talking to a gentleman the other day. I sat down, I went to visit them. They're in their 80s, and he was an ex-cop. And I was talking about I had taken the CN Tower climb once. And he said, oh, my kids' names are at the top. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he said, when they were putting the top on the helicopter, he got to engrave his kids' names on the top. That is a piece of history that you don't get nowhere else. So my passion is truly in serving our elderly community, because one day it will be me, and I want to be treated the way that I am now treating people.
I love that. You see that? And that's that golden rule, right? hence Golden Dream Living, which is you treating people the way you'd like to be treated.
Yes.
And too often, especially in this busy, fast-paced society, we get so caught up in ourselves, and we do forget about these people who have contributed so much. A lot of them have paved the way for us and made it a lot easier for us to do what we're doing. So we want to pay homage to those people, and we want to treat them well, especially our parents. Because regardless of, you know, however we may feel, some of us feel we had the best parents in the world, some of us feel like our parents didn't do so great, but they were still our parents.
Yes.
And so, you know, if you believe karma is real or whatever it is that you believe, it pays to treat the people who laid the foundation before us, to treat them well.
Especially the people that came before us, but especially the older people. They are walking history. And they say once a man, twice a child.
Yes.
That is the second part of being a child. Think about it. When you're a baby, you wear Pampers. When you get old, you wear Pampers. When you're a baby, you need a walker. When you get older, you need a walker. So look at the two phases in life when we most need someone to take care of us. And I feel that's my calling. It is definitely my calling. Golden Dream Living is my baby, and it's not a company. It's more of a group of like-minded professionals that I've brought together who, in some way, in different segments of their careers or life, touch with people who are aging. And we decide to come together as a group. So we have people who deal with mortgages, we have lawyers who deal with wills and estates, home care, people who can clean your home, need to do renovations. I got that. It's a one-stop shop. Remember?
One-stop shopping. I love one-stop shopping. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, yes.
And that's what we are. We are a concierge for the elderly when it's related to their home matters. Anything from A to Z, you can call me. I have someone for you. And if I don't, I can call someone in my network who has someone for you. So there's no need. You can say, yes, you can go on the internet and research, but you go on the internet, you don't know what you're finding. You can buy reviews. We vet our people. We know we're trusted, and you know you'll get the best price and the best quality work. So that's what Golden Dream Living is.
I love it. You see that? So Desiree has taken her 12 years and all this experience, all that drive, all that hustle, all that grind, and all that passion, and now tapped into her true passion, as well as you've been able to build a team and collaborate with other like-minded individuals. I mean, what more do we want? You know, the only thing left is really just to reach out to you and find out how you could take care of us or those in our lives that need your service.
And I've actually, because I'm certified to go into homes and inspect it for the safety, as I was talking about earlier, it's a free service I'm offering. So a lot of realtors, I'm not knocking realtors, but I'm just saying a lot of us come with the free home evaluations. Okay, I can do that too, but I up it a notch. Are your parents or loved ones living in a home where you feel may not be safe? I will come in and give you a free consultation, make recommendations. I can go from low to high, depends on where you want to take it. But the basic stuff is what we're talking about right now. I'll come in and let you know this is what you need to do. And I've witnessed this with people who I've seen, clients that I've dealt with in my previous business. I've come by, I've seen them fallen, and they said, the government actually will send someone to do this for you for free after you've fallen. So my job is to do it proactively. So I've actually seen people who have fallen. They said, oh, someone's coming over, and I told them what needs to be done before. I said, let me know what happens when I see you next time. The next time I go and see you, they're smiling. I'm like, why are you smiling? I look down, the rugs are gone. Everything I've said has happened.
Beautiful.
So I do know what I'm talking about.
All right. So let people know how they can, do you have a website where they can contact you? And we'll also type it in there, the Golden Dreams Living.
Well, my number is 416-333-8520. That's 416, very easy, 333-8520. The website is goldendreamliving.com. The website is growing, it's expanding, there's so much information, and I want it to be a source of information.
Beautiful.
So don't just check it once, keep checking it. I also plan on doing a weekly video every Sunday, giving you some tips on everything to do with this industry, free of charge videos with myself and with different industry experts as well. So I'm putting it out there. My goal is to be the voice of seniors throughout the GTA and surrounding areas.
Beautiful. That's
and
amazing.
All I have to say is, check me by the end of this year and watch where I'm going.
All right. So you heard that. You got to check out Miss Desiree Tuitt. She's with Keller Williams, and she specializes in the real estate for the
50-plus market.
50-plus market.
Yes.
Golden Dream Living. That's how we want to be living. We want to be living like it's golden.
That's right.
Like Jill, stop living like we're golden. Okay, everybody, so you see all the wonderful talent we have in the community just at our fingertips. Anything you need, you just come to Blacks Inspire and check it out, and definitely check out Miss Desiree Tuitt. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye.